There are moments in life when everything feels heavy, days when progress seems slow, answers feel distant, and strength appears almost gone. This season you're in may feel overwhelming, confusing, and unfair, but hear this clearly, this season is not permanent. What you're facing right now is not the end of your story, it is a chapter that is shaping you for what comes next. Every season has a purpose. Winter may look lifeless, but it prepares the ground for growth. Likewise, this difficult season is doing something within you, building resilience, deepening wisdom, and strengthening faith. You may not see it yet, but endurance is being formed in your spirit. What feels like pressure today is producing power for tomorrow. What you are walking through right now feels intense because seasons have a way of convincing us that they will last forever. Pain has a voice, and it often speaks in absolutes. It tells you, this is how life will always be. But that voice is lying. No season, good or bad, was designed to be permanent. As seasons move, change, and shift, even when it feels slow while you are inside them. When you are in the middle of struggle, time seems to stretch. Days feel longer, nights feel heavier, and progress feels invisible. But just because you cannot see movement does not mean nothing is happening. Seasons do not announce when they are about to change. They don't give warnings. They don't ask for permission. They simply transition, often quietly, after their work is done. Think about every difficult period you have already survived. At one time, those moments felt endless too. Yet somehow you are no longer there. You moved forward even if you didn't realize it while it was happening. That alone proves that this moment, no matter how heavy it feels, will also pass. Temporary seasons are often understood because they demand endurance, not excitement. They don't come with applause or instant rewards. They come with patience, perseverance, and persistence. They stretch you. They test you. They expose weaknesses and develop strength at the same time. But they are not meant to be your final destination. What makes this season feel permanent is emotional exhaustion. When hope is tired, everything feels final. But feelings are not facts. Emotions change faster than circumstances, and circumstances change faster than we expect when the right moment arrives. The same situation that feels immovable today can shift suddenly tomorrow. This season is not here to define you, it is here to prepare you. It is shaping how you think, how you respond, how you trust, and how you endure. Temporary seasons often feel harsh because they are doing necessary work. They are teaching lessons that comfort never could. If this season were permanent, you would not still have the strength to keep going. The fact that you are still standing, still trying, still believing, even weakly, is evidence that this moment has an expiration date. You were built to outlast. So when the pressure feels unbearable, remind yourself this is a season, not a sentence. This is a chapter, not the conclusion. This moment has limits, even if you cannot see them yet. Pain often feels random when you're inside it. Struggle can make you believe that what you're going through has no meaning, no direction, and no value. But difficult seasons are rarely wasted. They are purposeful, even when the purpose is not immediately clear. Just because you don't understand the reason does not mean there isn't one. Purpose is often hidden while the process is active. You usually don't recognize the lesson while you are learning it. You recognize it later when you look back with clarity. In the middle of hardship, your vision is narrowed by survival. You're focused on getting through the day, managing emotions, and holding yourself together. That doesn't mean nothing meaningful is happening. It means something deep is being formed beneath the surface. Difficult seasons refine priorities. They strip away distractions and force you to confront what truly matters. Comfort can hide weaknesses, but pressure exposes them. In these moments, you begin to see where your trust really is, what you depend on for stability, and which beliefs are strong enough to carry you when everything else is shaking. This season also reshapes your character. Strength is not developed when things are easy. It is built when things demand more than you think you can give. Endurance, patience, humility, and wisdom are forged in hardship. These qualities cannot be rushed, and they cannot be learned through theory. They are learned through experience. Many lessons only come through discomfort. Compassion is often born from suffering. Empathy grows when you understand pain personally. Perspective changes when you've walked through darkness and found your way forward. What you are learning now will later allow you to support others with authenticity, not just advice. Purposeful seasons often feel unfair because they require sacrifice without immediate explanation. You give effort without seeing results. You remain faithful without clear answers. You continue to show up without knowing how it will end. But purpose does not always reveal itself in real time. It unfolds when the season has accomplished what it was sent to do. Even the delays have meaning. Waiting stretches trust. Silence deepens faith. Uncertainty teaches reliance beyond your own strength. What feels like loss may actually be redirection. What feels like setback may be positioning you for something greater than what you originally imagined. This season is not here to punish you. It is here to shape you. It is doing internal work that future success will depend on. What you gain in this season, wisdom, strength, clarity, and depth, will travel with you long after the difficulty has passed. One of the most frustrating realities of difficult seasons is that growth rarely looks visible while it is happening. We expect change to be obvious, fast, and measurable. We want clear signs that things are improving. But real growth often takes place quietly, unseen and unnoticed, especially in seasons of struggle. Just because nothing seems to be changing on the outside does not mean nothing is happening on the inside. Beneath the surface, foundations are being strengthened. Mindsets are being reshaped. Old patterns are being challenged. Roots are growing deeper, even though no fruit has appeared yet. And deep roots are necessary to sustain future growth. Invisible growth requires patience. It demands trust when there is no evidence to support your hope. You continue to show up, continue to believe, continue to try, even when there is no immediate reward. This kind of develops endurance and discipline, qualities that surface level success can never produce. When growth is hidden, it protects you. If everything happened quickly and publicly, the foundation might not be strong enough to support what is coming. Slow, unseen development prepares you for responsibility, pressure, and longevity. It ensures that when progress finally appears, it will last. This season may feel unproductive because you are measuring progress by outward results, but internal transformation often precedes external breakthrough. Strength of character, emotional maturity, and clarity of purpose are being formed now. These changes are subtle, but they are significant. Hidden growth also changes how you respond to adversity. You may notice that things that once overwhelmed you no longer carry the same weight. You recover faster. You think more clearly. You handle disappointment with more wisdom. These are signs that growth is happening even if your circumstances look the same. The hardest part of beneath the surface growth is resisting discouragement. When you can't see progress, doubt tries to take over. You start questioning whether your effort matters, whether your patience is worth it, and whether change will ever come. But unseen growth is still real growth, and its impact is often greater than what is immediately visible. What you are becoming in this season matters more than what you are achieving. External success without internal strength eventually collapses. This season is ensuring that when opportunities arise, you will have the depth to sustain them. Pressure has a way of revealing what comfort never could. When everything is easy, strength remains hidden, undeveloped, and often untested. But when pressure arrives, it demands more from you than you think you have. This season feels heavy because it is stretching you beyond beyond familiar limits, forcing growth in areas that would otherwise remain dormant. Pressure does not automatically create strength, but how you endure it does. Every time you choose to keep going despite exhaustion, you are building resilience. Every time you stand back up after disappointment, inner strength is being formed. The struggle itself is shaping your capacity to carry greater responsibility, greater influence, and greater purpose. Under pressure, weaknesses surface, but so do capabilities you didn't know you had. You learn how to adapt, how to endure, how to think differently. What once overwhelmed you now becomes something you can manage. This transformation doesn't happen overnight. It happens through repeated moments of persistence when quitting feels easier. Pressure also refines focus. It forces you to prioritize what truly matters and release what doesn't. Distractions lose their power when survival, growth, and purpose come into view. This sharpening of focus strengthens decision-making and clarity, qualities that are essential for what lies ahead. There is a reason strength is not developed in comfort. Comfort keeps you dependent on ease. Pressure teaches you how to function without ideal conditions. It builds emotional stamina, mental toughness, and spiritual endurance. These are the qualities that allow you to stand firm when life becomes unpredictable. What feels like crushing weight is actually resistance training for your soul, just as muscles grow by pushing against resistance. Your inner strength grows by pushing through pressure. Each challenge increases your capacity, even if the process feels uncomfortable and slow. Pressure-filled seasons often feel unfair because they demand more than you feel ready to give. But readiness is often developed in the very moment you are being stretched. You are not breaking. You are strengthening, even if it doesn't feel like it yet. There are moments in this season when exhaustion makes you question your own strength. When weariness sets in, confidence fades, and then you begin to believe that you have reached your limit. But feeling weak does not mean you are weak. Often, it simply means you have been strong for a very long time. Strength is not always loud or visible. Sometimes strength looks like getting out of bed when your heart feels heavy. It looks like continuing to try when motivation is gone. It looks like holding yourself together in silence while carrying burdens no one else sees. These quiet acts of perseverance are evidence of real strength. Your emotions may be telling you that you are failing, but your actions are proving otherwise. You are still showing up. You are still choosing not to give up. You are still pushing forward, even if progress feels slow. That is strength in its truest form, endurance without applause. This season has drained you, but it has not defeated you. The fact that you are tired is not a sign of weakness. It is proof that you have been fighting. Weak people quit at the first sign of discomfort. Strong people continue, even when everything inside them wants to stop. You may compare your current self to who you used to be and feel disappointed. But strength changes shape in difficult seasons. It becomes less about speed and more about stability. Less about achievement and more about survival. That does not make it lesser, it makes it deeper. There is also strength in acknowledging limitations. Knowing when you need rest, support, or reflection does not reduce your strength, it protects it. Strength that lasts is strength that knows how to recover. What you feel in this moment is temporary exhaustion, not permanent inability. Beneath the fatigue is a resilience that has already carried you through more than you ever imagined. You have already proven your strength by lasting this long. That endurance is not something you are born with. It is something that is built over time, especially in seasons of difficulty. Hardship stretches your ability to keep going when circumstances do not improve quickly. It teaches you how to remain steady when progress is slow and outcomes are uncertain. In easier times, endurance is rarely required. Comfort does not demand persistence, but hardship introduces resistance, delays, and obstacles that force you to develop staying power. You learn how to hold your ground, how to remain committed, and how to continue forward even when motivation fades. Endurance grows quietly through repetition. Each time you choose not to quit, Something strengthens within you. Each time you face disappointment and still move forward, your capacity expands. These moments may feel small, but collectively they are reshaping your ability to withstand pressure. This season is training you to last, not just to succeed quickly. Quick victories can be exciting, but lasting strength is built through prolonged effort. Endurance ensures that when success eventually comes, you will be able to sustain it without collapsing under its weight. Hardship also teaches patience. It forces you to slow down, to wait, and to trust the process rather than immediate results. Patience deepens endurance because it removes the need for constant validation. You learn to keep going without reassurance, relying instead on inner conviction. Endurance changes how you respond to adversity. Instead of reacting emotionally to every setback, you develop steadiness. You become less shaken by delays and less discouraged by temporary failure. This emotional stability is a powerful form of strength. The endurance being formed now will serve you in future seasons that demand consistency, leadership, and resilience. What feels like a struggle to survive today is actually preparation to stand strong tomorrow. Sometimes the greatest achievement in a difficult season is simply surviving it. Survival may not look impressive to the outside world, but it is powerful evidence of resilience working within you. The fact that you are still here, still breathing, still moving forward, even slowly, speaks volumes about the strength inside you. Resilience is not about avoiding hardship. It is about absorbing impact and continuing anyway. This season has hit you in ways you did not expect. It has tested your patience, your confidence, and your emotional limits, yet you have not been destroyed by it. You have bent, adjusted, and adapted, which is exactly what resilience does. Survival often feels unimpressive because it doesn't come with visible rewards. There are no trophies for making it through a hard day. No applause for holding yourself together when everything feels like it's falling apart. But those unseen victories matter. Each day you endure is a confirmation that your inner strength is real. You may downplay what you have endured because others seem to be doing better, or because you believe you should have handled things more easily. But resilience is personal. It is measured by what you have carried, not by how it compares to someone else's journey. The weight you have survived would have crushed a different version of you. Survival also means you are learning how to recover. You may still feel the impact of what you've been through, but the fact that you continue to function, reflect, and move forward shows that healing is happening, even if it's incomplete. Resilience includes learning how to live with scars without letting them define you. Every difficult season leaves evidence behind. The evidence in this season is you, still standing, still trying, still believing at some level that things can improve. That belief, no matter how small, is a sign that resilience is active within you. You did not survive this season by accident. Something inside you refused to quit, even when giving up felt easier. That refusal is resilience at work, strengthening you day by day. Faith is not formed when everything makes sense. It is built when clarity is missing. This season is challenging because much of what you are facing feels uncertain, unresolved, and unanswered. You are being asked to trust without seeing the full picture, to keep believing without immediate proof. These unseen moments are where faith quietly grows. When outcomes are unclear, faith shifts from words to action. It becomes less about what you say you believe and more about how you choose to live despite doubt. Continuing forward when reassurance is absent requires a deeper level of trust, one that is not dependent on circumstances aligning in your favor. Unseen moments test consistency. It is easy to have faith when progress is visible and results are encouraging. But when efforts seem unnoticed and prayers feel unanswered, faith becomes a daily decision. You choose to keep going, to remain grounded, and to hold on to hope even when emotions fluctuate. This season is teaching you to rely on conviction rather than confirmation. You are learning how to stand firm without constant signs that you are on the right path. This kind of faith develops inner stability because it is no longer tied to external validation. Faith built in hidden places lasts longer. Public victories fade, but private trust shapes character. What you are learning now, how to remain steady, patient, and hopeful in uncertainty, will support you in future seasons that demand leadership and courage. Unseen moments also strip faith of performance. There is no audience, no recognition, no immediate reward. What remains is authenticity. You are learning to believe because you choose to, not because it feels easy or impressive. This kind of faith changes how you face future challenges. Once you have learned to trust without seeing, fewer things will shake you. The confidence developed in this season will stay with you long after the circumstances change. Hope does not mean pretending everything is fine. It does not require ignoring disappointment, suppressing emotions, or denying the reality of what hurts. True hope acknowledges pain honestly while refusing to believe that pain is the final outcome. In this season, hope is not the absence of struggle. It is the decision to believe that struggle will not last forever. Many people misunderstand hope as blind optimism, but hope is grounded confidence. It says, this hurts, but it will not always hurt like this. It recognizes the weight of the moment while still holding space for the possibility of change. That balance between honesty and expectation is what makes hope powerful. This season is teaching you how to hold pain without letting it define your future. You are learning that acknowledging sorrow does not weaken faith, it deepens it. When you allow yourself to feel what is real, hope becomes more resilient because it is no longer fragile or forced. Hope also requires courage. It takes bravery to believe again after disappointment. It takes strength to expect improvement when previous expectations were unmet. Choosing hope in this season is not passive. It is an active resistance against despair. When pain is ongoing, the mind naturally tries to protect itself by lowering expectations. While this may feel safe, it can quietly rob you of hope. This season challenges you to remain open, to believe that growth, healing, and progress are still possible, even if the timeline is unclear. Hope shapes how you respond to each day. It influences whether you give up or continue, whether you withdraw or stay engaged. Even a small measure of hope can change how you endure difficulty. It gives you a reason to keep moving forward when motivation is gone. The hope you are developing now is mature hope. It is not naive or easily shaken. It has been tested by pain and refined by endurance. That kind of hope does not disappear when circumstances are hard. It becomes stronger. One of the most overlooked truths in difficult seasons is that transformation rarely happens in giant leaps. Real progress is built through small, consistent actions repeated over time. It may seem insignificant in the moment to make minor efforts, to keep showing up, or to push forward when results are invisible. But these small steps are the foundation for lasting change. When you are overwhelmed by the magnitude of your challenges, it's easy to think that nothing you do matters. You may feel paralyzed, waiting for a breakthrough that seems impossible. But the power of consistency lies in its quiet accumulation. Tiny victories add up, little choices compound, and incremental effort gradually shifts your circumstances. What seems small today may be the turning point tomorrow. Consistency also develops discipline. Discipline is the bridge between desire and achievement, between dreams and reality. This season may not allow for dramatic shifts, but by taking small steps daily, no matter how minimal, you are training your mind, your spirit, and your habits to align with your goals. That internal alignment often creates opportunities before you even notice them. Small steps keep momentum alive. When you feel like giving up, focusing on the tiniest achievable action prevents stagnation. It is the act of moving, however slowly, that strengthens confidence and builds resilience. Even when outcomes are delayed, the process of showing up cultivates endurance and reinforces that you are capable of progress. Moreover, small, consistent steps build faith in your own ability. Each completed action, however minor, serves as evidence that you can move forward despite difficulty. That belief grows silently into a quiet assurance that you can handle bigger challenges in the future. This principle also applies to personal growth and character development. Transformations of the heart and mind do not happen overnight. Patience, kindness, emotional control, and wisdom develop gradually through repeated practice and intentional choices. Each moment of restraint, each act of courage, and each decision to persevere is a step toward the person you are meant to become. Small, consistent steps are also cumulative. Just as drops of water eventually fill a container, repeated effort eventually produces tangible results. The key is to trust the process and remain faithful in the unseen work. What seems insignificant today may be the very thing that positions you for breakthrough tomorrow. By focusing on consistency over speed, you protect yourself from discouragement. You no longer measure progress by immediate results or by comparing yourself to others. Instead, you measure it by the persistence of your actions, the commitment to keep moving forward, and the refusal to quit in the face of difficulty. Ultimately, small steps are proof that you are moving. Even if progress is not visible to others, it is happening. These consistent efforts build momentum, transform your character, and lay the groundwork for the breakthrough that will eventually arrive. Every season of difficulty is doing more than testing you. It is shaping you. The challenges, disappointments, and pressures you are facing are like a sculptor's hands, molding your character, refining your values, and building the strength that will define who you become. What may feel like hardship today is actually a powerful teacher preparing you for the responsibilities, opportunities, and victories that lie ahead. Character is not revealed in comfort. It is forged in adversity. When life is easy, you can appear strong, disciplined, or faithful, but it is in the crucible of challenge that true character emerges. How you respond when plans fall apart, when others let you down, or when setbacks seem endless is the proof of your inner integrity and resilience. This season is shaping qualities that will serve you long after the current situation passes. Patience, humility, perseverance, and courage are being cultivated now. These traits are rarely learned through success alone. They grow when you are forced to endure, to adapt, and to rise despite obstacles. Each difficulty becomes a lesson in strength and maturity. Your reactions to this season also reveal your values. Do you complain or remain grateful? Do you give up or keep fighting? Do you respond with bitterness or with grace? Every choice matters, and each one leaves an imprint on your character. The small decisions you make consistently in hardship define who you truly are. Character shaped in struggle is reliable. When life presents greater challenges in the future, you will be equipped to handle them because your integrity, faith, and strength have been tested and refined. Temporary victories may fade, but a character carries you through seasons where results are slow or invisible. This season may also teach empathy and understanding. Experiencing hardship firsthand allows you to connect with others in ways you could not before. Your struggles give depth to your perspective and enable you to support, encourage, and uplift those who face similar battles. Even moments of failure contribute to the shaping of your character. Mistakes reveal weaknesses and areas that require growth. When you learn from them rather than surrender to discouragement, resilience and wisdom are strengthened. The challenges you encounter are not just obstacles. They are tools for transformation. Ultimately, this season is preparing you for the life you are destined to lead. It is shaping not only what you can do, but who you are as a person. The experiences, lessons, and endurance developed now will carry forward, influencing your decisions, relationships, and the impact you will have on the world around you. You are not simply surviving this season. You are being refined, sculpted, and strengthened into the version of yourself that your future depends on.